Being here today in Arizona is a huge moment for me personally, for parents around America. Parents and educators are going to love the content that we make because it's wholesome, it's patriotic.
It is time that we defend a parent's right to have a say in their child's education.
Parents must be deeply involved in their children's education. Schools cannot replace the role of parents.
Government-run schools are currently failing Arizona children.
And we have arrived, we're here to serve, and we welcome all of you to take a look at the content that we make. Hello, Arizona. It is so good to be here today. I'm Marissa Streit. I'm the CEO of PragerU. Believe it or not, PragerU actually started in my kitchen. I'm officially a mama bear educator who is really trying to spread goodness and truth across America. And being here today in Arizona is a huge moment for me personally, for parents around America, and specifically for the community here in Arizona. The goal of PragerU is to make content available for choice. None of the content that we make is forced. We believe that we're going to win on our own merit. Parents and educators are going to love the content that we make because it's wholesome, it's patriotic, it's truthful, it's appropriate, and it involves the parents because that is what America wants. I'm happy to share with you that the era of gaslighting and of squeezing parents out of their kids' education is over.
Yeah.
Every piece of content that PragerU makes for educators is also available 100% free online on PragerU.com. And teachers who want to share the content with their parents can go ahead and email it to their parents. And parents who want to take a second look at what's happening in the classroom, a wide window into the classroom, are welcome to come take a look. But the most important part about this is that we believe in choice. We believe that communities will make the right choices for their kids and that parents ultimately are the ones who know what's best for their children. Not the bureaucrats, not the teachers' unions, not even the Department of Education. And so you called us here to Arizona, and we have arrived. We're here to serve, and we welcome all of you to take a look at the content that we make. I'd like to start by introducing a new friend, a partner that has helped us realize how we can engage parents in bringing truth into classrooms and into homes in Arizona. Senator Jake Hoffman, I've known you just a brief amount of time, but I've become a huge fan. We have a few things in common, actually. You have more kids than I do, and so I'm a competitive person. I have 3, you have 5, right? But I'll say that if you have 5 kids, you know what we're talking about here. And so it's a great moment for me to serve alongside you. The other thing we have in common is that we've both been censored for speaking truth.
That's true.
But I think it's why people want to hear from us, ultimately, right? And so with no further ado, let's hear from you, Senator Jake Hoffman.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody who came out today. I am so grateful to the school board members that have joined us, the legislators who have joined us. My name is Jake Hoffman. I am a state senator representing the great Legislative District 15. I'm also the founding chairman of the Arizona Freedom Caucus.
Yeah.
Now, that's right, thank you. So one thing we can all agree on is that giving children the greatest possible educational opportunities is in the best interests of this state. That means school choice, but that also means empowering our school districts with resources to teach truthful, real, honest education. One fact that we cannot forget about is that government-run schools are currently failing Arizona children. Our state invests $16.5 billion into educating about 1 million students. And what have we received for that investment? We've received an abysmal proficiency rate of only 38%. You know, our schools seem more content with sexualizing children and racializing children and radicalizing children than they do with teaching them wholesome, unbiased, objective facts. I refuse to be complicit with a system that works that way. And it's time to innovate again. As government has a demonstrated track record of failure, the private sector has stepped in to fill the gap. And I cannot be more grateful to organizations like PragerU, like Turning Point USA, who have chosen to do what government wouldn't. I am proud to stand here today with PragerU to empower Arizona teachers and to support Arizona classrooms.
Yeah.
PragerU in this new partnership is offering free, transparent, truth-based curriculum and supplementals to teachers and school districts all across our state. This new partnership, it's not just for show. It's not just because we've got a great organization that we can stand here with. No, this partnership is about supporting the children of this state, and it furthers Arizona Republicans' commitment to fighting for the futures of every child that calls this state home.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah.
You know why we're here? We're here because parents called us. We're here because there's a great awakening of America's parents who want more because our kids deserve more. My new friend, I call her the mama bear, the local mama bear, Carine, is going to share with you how important it is that PragerU and content like PragerU shows up to support parents in Arizona today, right away, so that we win. We win for our children. Carine Werner.
My name is Carine Werner, and I was elected to the Scottsdale School Board in 2022, where I proudly serve as a governing board member, and I'm a mom of 3. Today I'm speaking to you as a mom in the trenches with parents across the state. Like you, I want to provide our children with the same opportunities we had to create a successful and prosperous life here in Arizona. Right now, we are seeing a historic shift away from parents in favor of school administrators to determine what is best for our children. It is time that we defend a parent's right to have a say in their child's education. In fact, parents need to be the primary voice in it because we know our children best. Arizona is ranked 45th in education. In some districts, students are graduating with less than 50% proficiency rate in ELA and math. Some don't have a clear understanding of civics and the foundation our country was built on. And in many schools, students aren't taught financial literacy, learning how to balance a checkbook, how to pay taxes, or create a household budget, something most of the people of our generation learn in home economics. These skills are essential to creating a successful future, especially in the tough economic times we find ourselves in today. Yesterday, PragerU launched a new entrepreneurship lesson. This program will teach our next generation skills they need to succeed as they enter the workforce. One video, I highly recommend it, documents a boy who at 12 years old started his own business and now employs his friends. Yeah, it brings me such joy and excitement to see our young people using their creativity and knowledge to achieve their goals while still in school and setting themselves up for lifelong success. But unfortunately, the scenario isn't as widespread as it could be with our education system today. That is why it's time we change all of that by implementing PragerU's supplemental digital education resources into our schools across our state. This free online digital resource comes complete with teacher lesson plans, downloadable worksheets, and aligns with the national standards. It is visible to all. Anyone can go on PragerUkids.com and see exactly what students are being taught. This type of transparency empowers parents to engage with their children on what they are being taught and returns parents to the driver's seat of their child's education. Our students deserve to learn from wholesome, patriotic, unbiased educational materials, to learn self-reliance and to not rely on big government. To learn civics, history, patriotism, and American values, entrepreneurship, innovation, and perseverance. We must ensure that our children remember that America the land of opportunity, a country where anyone can prevail and achieve with faith, freedom, courage, determination, and taking action. I encourage parents to get involved, talk with your children, volunteer in your child's classroom, talk with your child's teacher, and share PragerU kids with not only just your children, but with their teachers as well. I encourage districts across Arizona to adopt this free digital resource and teachers utilize this program in your classrooms. Let's revive Arizona's status in education, support our amazing teachers, equip and set our children up for success by putting our students, our future first.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Thank you.
Good job.
There are a lot of people here, so I want to ask you a question, Arizona. How do you feel about us giving free educational resources that teach self-reliance and limited government? Where we're here to serve, we showed up because you called, and I want to tell you, you are lucky to have a superintendent that actually stands for truth and for children. It is my absolute honor to invite Superintendent Tom Horne, a new personal hero of mine, to share some words.
I am proud to help make Prager University materials more available to people by posting them in our portal on our official website, azed.gov. Now, Arizona is a local control state, so we don't certify curricula. What we do at the state level is we establish standards, what students need to know and be able to do at a given grade level. And we leave it up to the schools to choose their curricula, and if as a way to teach those standards, and then we test for them. If the test scores show that students have learned the standards, we leave them alone. If the test scores show that they have not learned the standards, that's when we become involved. But the choice of the curricula to be used at the school district level is up to the school districts. They have that choice. We want to add to that choice by making Prager University materials available to the schools and also to the parents who may want to show them to their children. PragerU and I share the belief that parents should be empowered to make educational choices that are best for their children.
Come on.
And, you know, my adversaries don't want parents to have those choices. They're against other people they want choices for themselves, they don't want choices for other people.
Right.
We're for having all citizens, all schools, all families choice. Let parents choose what they want their children to be learning.
Come on.
Parents must be deeply involved in their children's education. Schools cannot replace the role of parents.
Right. Come on.
Prager makes high-quality curricula available and helps schools and parents offer more choices for their child's education. And Prager materials are rich in content and have a commitment to presenting facts for students to better understand American history. Now, unlike some people, you know, I think it's unprofessional conduct for a teacher to use a captive audience to push their own ideology. And if I could get good evidence of it, I'm going to send their names to the state board for possible discipline. But they need to be able to make, people need to be able to make choices. And the thing about the Prager materials is that they're objective, which is what our teachers should be doing. They should be teaching objective facts. Yes. Now, Prager's been attacked, for example, for having Christopher Columbus in a video saying things that today we disagree with or even would find abhorrent. But that's what he believed, and you wouldn't want to put words in his mouth that he didn't believe. That's objective truth about what Christopher Columbus believed. And in that very video, the kids say to him, today we would find that abhorrent. So, but the critics leave that out, and they just attack what Christopher Columbus is saying in the video, even though that is what he believed. That's the objective truth.
Right.
We give schools and teachers options so they can pick and choose what they want to use. And so I'm very happy to be contributing to that by placing the Prager University materials available on the portal on the Department of Arizona website. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Tom.
I'm going to give a final shout out for all of you who showed up today. Many of you are the ones who have invited us to show up. The freedom fighters behind me, thank you all for your bravery. We need more people like you to be brave and fight for actual what America wants, what we actually want. So thank you for coming here today. We have an ASU professor out here with us. So there is still some hope even in college, we hope. And so now let's go party. Are we ready? Yes, come on everyone. All right.
I didn't think everybody.
Yeah, we're good. Just go ahead.
Do it.
Marissa and Superintendent Horne are going to take a few questions. Howie, you get one, and then we're going to move on to everybody else.
Yes, my question is, I spent a lot of time yesterday watching Prager videos, looking at Prager philosophies, even in terms of what you said today about patriotism and everything else. I also appreciate you saying you don't want a particular viewpoint. Are Prager's materials coming from a particular viewpoint?
Yes, we do have an ideological viewpoint, and that is a patriotic, wholesome viewpoint. We don't support a political agenda. We support an ideological agenda. You know, it is a sad state of affairs that actually hanging an American flag that is red, white, and blue is considered a political issue, and that if you don't add a bunch of colors and rainbows to it, then you're suddenly a political bigot. But I stand for the American foundings and the American values and the things that have made America the greatest country on God's green earth, and I'll be unapologetic about it. Thanks, Howie. Great question.
Superintendent Horne, can you say a little bit more about what the partnership entails, apart from putting the access to the materials on the ADE website? I mean, Prager materials are already available online, aren't they?
Yes, but I think it helps to have it on our website. We help let people know that it's available, schools and parents, and we'll do everything we can to do that. One thing is, it's all right for teachers to teach controversial views as long as both sides are presented. And the problem we've had is in some classrooms only the extreme left side has been presented. And so these present an alternative so people can choose what kids need to learn how to think. In order to learn how to think, they have to have both sides presented to them. And I think Prager University materials are a great addition in that respect. It's a non-profit, Bram. It's not a profit-making business. They can't have profits. They have expenses, but they can't have profits. Plus, they're not charging anything.
Isn't Scholastic a business? It's actually a for-profit business, Scholastic.
There's tons of for-profit education.
They're not charging anything. There's no financial benefit to them from making this available in Arizona. Zero.
It's a charity. A nonprofit means charity. Okay. It's a 501c3.
Any of the materials that you're going to be putting out on the state website been vetted by any state curriculum?
I think the Prager materials are very well known, and there's no need to vet them.
No need to vet them at all.
No.
Can I suggest that the parents be allowed to actually vet things in the communities? Instead of bureaucrats that don't give a rat's ass about our children, how about we allow that?
Identify any of these schools or teachers that you believe are TT left and versus Prager?
Sure. It's well known I had a big war against Tucson Unified School District that had something called ethnic studies, and within that they had a curriculum on critical race theory in which they gave as a definition of critical race theory that they were teaching to kids without any opposite viewpoint that they're against constitutional principles, they're against equality theory, they're against the Enlightenment, they're against Enlightenment rationalism. Can you imagine that? They're against Enlightenment rationalism, and they're teaching that to kids without anybody giving the other side of the story. Enlightenment rationalism was what made it possible for people to start thinking for themselves rather than just accepting authority. And that's what we're trying to do, and that's what Tucson Unified School District was not doing when I was fighting them. And we got it. We got a bill passed We won a case. We got it out of their curriculum, and then when I left office, it came back.
Why was PragerU considered for this in terms of education rather than other educational programs like Brain Pop?
Is that for you?
Yeah, I mean, Brain Pop is already as a supplementary content. The absurdity is that this entire hoopla and people getting all upset was never done when Brain Pop and Scholastic dominated the market. But suddenly, because we're showing up to give an option, the intolerant group that has dominated the market is going frankly berserk. We're just here to serve, just like Brain Pop and Scholastic can serve, we're here to serve in the same way. And if the public, as you can see here, wants us to show up, then we're here to show up.
Come on.
This is an official call for me to say that I'll happily show up in New York and California when they invite me. And they will. And they will. We'll go into every single state. We just want to provide our content is optional so that parents who are showing up in our hearing that there's been a left-wing Marxist domination of the educational market, they have an option for something else for their kids. That's it.
Amen.
For Superintendent Horne, is there any requirement for schools like Tucson Unified to adopt any of this curriculum?
No.
Or is it optional?
No, it's all optional. We're not requiring anything. We're just making these things available and calling attention to them as something that's more objective or as an alternative to what they're doing.
Is this for charter schools, public schools, private schools, homeschools, Montessori schools, all of the above?
All the above plus parents.
Thanks for not forgetting the parents. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Pesky parents.